A pleasant morning to all the parents, students, teachers, administrators, and Board of Trustees. I am Mr. Steven Tugbo from Junior High School Kaipian Campus, and I am your host for today. Welcome to the General Assembly for the school year 2022 to 2023 with the theme I Lead Alsatians Empowering Change for 2023. To formally begin our program, let's ask the guidance of our Almighty God to be followed by our national anthem, LCC hymn, and city hymn.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Heavenly Father, the fount of all goodness and grace, the cause of wisdom, the source of intelligence, we welcome you, O Lord, to this meaningful gathering of your beloved, who continuously give you thanks for every opportunity to learn something new and become fruitful to the works of your creation. May we find bliss in today's session and become more productive children and co-creators of the earth. This we ask and pray through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang mag-ibig, eros ng silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng mag-ibig, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay ginagang tula, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nag-iibig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pamay di magdidinig. Luha ng araw ng warhabit pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang hinigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Kinalinga ka ng bayang sinilangan, pinatibay para sa hinaharap, sa patuloy na pagpupunyagi. Kagapay ka namin sa bawat sandali. San Jose del Monte, mahal kong bayan, di kailanman kita malilimutan. Ikaw ang sandigan sa kinabukasan, mga aral mo'y di namin tatalikdan. Inubo sa tamang landas, adhikain mo'y gabay sa aming bukas. Pinag-isa mo ang puso't isipan sa pagkakaisa't pagtutulungan. San Jose del Monte, mahal kong bayan, iaangat ka namin, pag-iingatan. San Jose del Monte, mahal kong bayan, ingaling tagumpay, ika'y pagpaalayan. Anumang pagsubok sa amin darating, kami matibay kung ika'y kapiling. May kalutasan ang bawat suliranin, pagkat nandyan ka, aral mo ay susundin. San Jose del Monte, mahal kong bayan, di kailanman kita malilimutan. Ikaw ang sandigan sa kinabukasan, mga aral mo'y di namin tatalikdan. San Jose del Monte, mahal kong bayan, iaangat ka namin, pag-iingatan. San Jose del Monte, mahal kong bayan, inganing tagumpay, pagpaalayan ka. San Jose del Monte.
We compete, we excel. We are proud musicians, proud musicians. Forward we march, we all yell. We are proud musicians, guided with a motherly care. LCC mark we bear. We praise you and salute you. Forever we say thank you for keeping the torch aflame. While we strive as a fight, taking pride in your name. Dear LCC, all matter, you raise us to be better. Your justice to serve us all, molding us to be right. So we're here standing tall. We uphold your core values. All we learn will bring our use. LCC brings out the best in you, changing lives for the better you. LCC brings out the best in you, changing lives for the better you.
All right. So good morning again, parents and LCians. Good morning again, parents and LCians. And I hope nakapag-breakfast and coffee na po ang lahat. Welcome po sa Concepcion College. Despite our hectic schedules and current situation, we all still manage to attend this meeting, especially our parents who are very busy preparing food and other stuff for their children, who are also very excited to go to school, especially that in-person or face-to-face classes have started. That is why we, the LCC family, are very grateful for your cooperation in attending this event. To continue, let us get to know the personalities behind the success of our dear Concepcion College, starting from the Board of Trustees, administrators, teaching staff, and non-teaching staff. Yan. So sila po ang ating madalas na makakasalamuha sa tuwing nasa loob po tayo ng ating paaralan. At bilang nakaugalian, lagi po natin silang babatiin. Like good morning or good afternoon. A simple greeting will make us all feel as a family. Now let us proceed to the welcome remarks to be delivered by our Vice President for School Administration, Ms. Noemi F. Magpantay.
To the Board of Trustees, headed by our College President, Dr. Loreto F. Magpantay, to our dynamic school heads of each campus, dedicated teachers, supportive para-teachers, our parents and guardians, to our talented and competitive students, a pleasant day to everyone. At this juncture, I welcome you all to our first activity for this school year through a virtual orientation. We wish that we could welcome you all in person, but we are currently facing unprecedented situation. At first, it was difficult to handle and adapt a virtual classroom, but we survived from it. From the past 2 years, we have experienced the pure online learning modality and modular modality consisting of printed and digital, which both have become a trend and practice in the Philippine educational system. Now, for this school year 2022 and 2023, a new challenge strikes again. Another adjustment to face the expectations versus reality. I know all of you are excited about the new modalities implemented by our DepEd Secretary, Vice President Sara Duterte. Are you all excited, LCians? Are you all prepared, LCians? Here in our school, we will be implementing the flexible modality, which is a hybrid learning, wherein you will be experiencing 3 days in person or face-to-face modality and 2 days online learning, starting next week up to October. By November, we will be implementing a 4 days face-to-face in every subject and a schedule of flip learning modalities for teachers' discussion in every subject area. Alsatians, I know all of you are excited about going to school, wearing your school uniform, waiting for your school service, and meeting your teachers personally, classmates, and friends. That's why the LCC management is preparing for the continuity of our services to LCians for this new normal modality, hybrid learning. We are doing everything we can to make LCC a globally competitive, a better community to make sure that students ensure a quality education. To our teachers in their progressive and innovative teaching methodologies, to the parents who are our partners in developing the abilities of every learner, we salute you. Thank you for trust and thank you for serving and patronizing LCC for another year. We are looking forward that this virtual orientation can help you and enhance your skills in every learning aspect and competency. Let's all this all together to become proactive, empathetic, and compassionate, even though it is challenging. Let's embrace the hybrid learning and make the most of it together. Be healthy, be pretty, and stay safe. Mabuhay po ang La Concepcion College. Mabuhay po tayong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you, Ma'am Noemi Magpantay, for that warm welcome. And to give us some keynote address, I am pleased to introduce to you our LCC School President, none other than Dr. Loreto F. Magpantay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Stephen. After more than 2 years of availing the power of technology to deliver our lessons to our learners, here we are again through the instructions of our DepEd Secretary and our President. Let us go back to face-to-face learning modality or traditional system for another change. Ibig kong sabihin po, sa 2 taon at kalahati na ginamit namin ang mga gadget, effective naman po sa higher grade level, maliban po sa primary levels. Mas madali nga po ang delivery sa higher levels dahil walang ingay sa klase. Ang isa pang kagandahan ng online na ililigtas natin ang ating mga anak sa bullying o ang pagsasamantala ng mga mag-aaral sa kapwang mag-aaral. Tinatakot ang mahihina at hinihingi ang baon. In short, security. Handang-handa na ba tayong mga mami na gumising ng maaga at magluto ng almusal at baon ng ating mga anak? Wala pa po tayong kantin sa ngayon. Hindi pa po pinapayagan. Ang mga mami at daddy na may mga trabaho, madaling araw, aalis. Gabi na, darating. Tulog na ang ating mga anak. Iparamdam natin po na mahal natin ang ating mga anak. Gumawa kayo ng paraan na may family bonding o kaya i-text sila everyday. Kasi po, sa pag-aaral, ang kaso ng mga nane-neglect na responsibilidad ng mga magulang, ang ating mga anak ay tumutulak sa kabataan. Sa pakikipagbarkada, nagkakaroon ng mga maling ginagawa ng mga bata dahil lumalakas ang kanilang loob. Yung iba sumusubok na ng droga. Iligtas natin ang ating mga anak. Hindi pa po tapos ang war of drugs. Sa balita today, may mga nahuli na naman ng ating mga kapulisan sa Quezon City. Malapit lang ang Quezon City sa atin po. Ang baon na pera po ay sana iwasan na sobra-sobra nang hindi lumakas ang loob ng ating mga anak. Ngayon, dadako na tayo naman sa ating mga learners. Mga bagong mag-aaral sa LCC, thank you for choosing LCC as your school. There is no hindrances or difficulties in adapting the traditional teaching and learning modality. I am sure for it. We adapt changes immediately. Here are some of the changes the learners may encounter. 1, I am sure our learners are excited to go out from their homes to meet their classmates and teachers in person. 2, learners are excited to have new shoes, bags, and wear uniform. And of course, yung baon, yung pera, everyday may baon sila. Number 3, learners are excited to make new friends, competing to submit their activities. Who will be the first? Competing for recitations. 3, learners are excited to compete for punctuality, the first one to arrive in the classrooms for the day, and playing each other before the class and during recess time and lunch break. 5, learners are excited to eat in the canteen, buy ice cream, and so on. 6, learners are excited to go to the mall after their classes. Everyone are excited to go back to school. Yes, I myself is excited too to hear noises and see crowded around the lobby during the ingress and egress time of learners. Based on our school calendar, your face-to-face classes will begin in September, and some of your classes will be online till November 2, 2022, the full implementation of face-to-face classes. Another important thing in my assignment today is to explain to you our school theme. I lead Alsatians Empowering Change for 2023. How do you empower your change for the better school year? Is it as a well-being who make yourselves to become humble, respectful, and responsible individual, not only to yourself, but to all your relatives, friends, teachers, and to your community. As victors of COVID-19, we did it for 3 graduations. As Alsatians, it is yourselves, your well-being to achieve the greatest discovery of all times, to change in shaping your future by merely changing your attitude and God-fearing person. Make your dreams be achieved. Focus yourselves in your studies. You will be making your parents be proud of you at the end of the school year 2023. Remember, your parents and your school are just partners in molding you, but it is in yourselves to make those changes for the better you. Remember also, this is this school year is another class competition that at the end of 2023, one of you will be proclaimed as valedictorian. So, you have so much time to make changes to attain our motto says, changing lives for the better you, and the present school theme, I lead empowering change for 2023. And always internalize our school is our school three core values: leadership, competitiveness, and culture of excellence. Thank you so much for enrolling LCC. Again, we tried our best to provide your expectation. Therefore, I welcome you all for school year 2023. And after this orientation, my dear parents, our learners will be meeting with their advisors. Tomorrow, meron ng movement. Makikilala na nila lahat ng teacher nila, and ang agenda ay getting to know each other. Mabuhay tayong lahat. Mabuhay ang LCC. I, Dr. F. Magpantay, your college president. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Loreto Magpantay, for that wonderful speech. To share us some inspirational words, let us have our Vice President for Student Affairs, Ms. Minerva F. Magpantay.
Thank you, Mr. Stephen. Good morning to our teachers, our parents, and of course, to our dear students. My task today is to share the LCC history, or simply called the LCC story. La Concepcion College Incorporated, or LCC, is founded in 1998, a non-sectarian higher education institution with a young nucleus of rich academic, cultural, and athletic achievements offering academic programs from pre-garden, elementary, junior high school, senior high school, vocational, to college courses. The school is strategically situated in the heart of the fast-growing city of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, Philippines. Next slide, please. The humble beginnings. LCC takes pride in its founders, who are experienced educators and leaders. LCC is a product of good chemistry of the spouses of the late Mr. Francisco C. Magpantay from Batangas and Dr. Loreto F. Magpantay from Ilocos Sur. The drive of putting up a school comes naturally to Dr. Loreto F. Magpantay. Her early experiences as a classroom teacher in a public school enabled her to have first-hand experiences of the prevailing congestion and other issues in public schools. While, on the other hand, the late Mr. Francisco C. Magpantay, who is a natural leader with professional experiences as a policeman in the Philippine Constabulary, is known for his good people skills. Coming from two different professional backgrounds, the spouses' individual endeavors turn out to be a synergy. Despite the limited funds, the founder's strong guts, determination, and heart of a genuine educator and leader, Dr. Magpantay and Mr. Magpantay brave to put up a school. Next slide, please. The humble beginnings of La Concepcion College commenced in 1997 with the establishment of a daycare center in a 47 square meters vacant room. The name of the school was Little Angels Daycare Center in 1997 with 17 pioneer pupils. The daycare center was graced with its first teacher, Miss Nancy P. Magkilat, and sometimes voluntarily assisted by one of the dynamic parents, Miss Maria Luisa E. Estopase, who then becomes a part of the school and played a key element in the growth of La Concepcion College. A year after, due to positive encouraging feedback and demand of parents for a higher level of learning, next slide please. On February 28, 1998, the daycare center developed into a formal school. A new school was named, coined after the birth date of the founder's first daughter, Miss Noemi F. Magpantay, on December 8th, or the Feast of Immaculate Conception. Hence, the name of the school was La Concepcion Learning Academy. That is awarded the government recognition by the then Department of Education, Culture, and Sports, or simply called DEX. But the birth of LCC began in 2001 due to the hard work of the administrators, teaching and not-teaching staff. Collegiate courses were offered, and finally, La Concepcion College was established as approved by the Commission on Higher Education. LCC is one of the pioneering tertiary education institutions in Francisco Homes and in the city of San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. Also, next slide please. Also, in 2006, a new, wider, and more accessible additional campus in Caipian Road, corner Carino Highway, was acquired. A record-breaking first year of operation was noted, offering primary, secondary, and tertiary courses. The population of the college reached 1,000 in its first year of operation. Next slide, please. In 2016, La Concepcion College building was constructed alongside Caipian Road to cater to the college department. Next, please. And in 2018, LCC Muson Campus opened to cater more students of City of San Jose del Monte and its neighboring city and municipalities. Next, please. And of course, our newly established LCC Grandstand in year 2019 was constructed. This structure will be the proposed location of our new LCC gymnasium. At a very young age, and with its three campuses, Francisco Holmes Campus, Kaipian Campus, and Muzon Campus, LCC takes pride in producing top-of-the-line graduates and winners with highly competitive knowledge and skills. This accomplishment is evidenced by the high performance of its graduates in the licensure examination, particularly in the field of education and criminology, well-employed graduates, and continuous championship in the field of academics, sports, and cultural in competition. Now, let's go on to the vision mission statement of La Concepcion College. La Concepcion College envisions herself to be one of the forefront educational institutions that serves as catalyst of change for the holistic development of the community, the country, and the ASEAN region. Next, inspired by the motherly care and ideals of Mary Immaculate Conception, guided by the core values that befits a true LCCian, LCC dedicates herself in the pursuit of her purpose of inspiring her students and stakeholders to be in their fullest potential by cultivating minds, capturing hearts, and changing lives to become better individuals of the society. Because LCC aims to change lives for the better you. Next, please. LCC leaping towards 2023. Faithful to her vision mission, LCC envisions herself in her 25th year of existence as an accredited academic institution, exceeding standards and actualizing the full potential formation of her students and stakeholders to be part of the change towards the betterment of the country, the nation, and the ASEAN region. Remember this date, our foundation anniversary. Everyone is invited, the alumni, the students, as well as the parents. This will be held on June 4, 2023, the birth date of our beloved late founder, Mr. Francisco C. Magpantay, to celebrate the 25th Foundation Day of La Concepcion College. And always remember our three core values. A true LCCian is characterized by these three letters, LCC. L stands for leadership, C, competitiveness, and another C, culture of excellence. Next, please. And always remember this yell. If I may ask you, who are you LCCians? We lead, we compete, we excel. We are proud LCCians. Again, I welcome you all to La Concepcion College. Mabuhay po tayong lahat.
Thank you, Ma'am Minerva Magpantay, for the very inspiring message. That was indeed a blast from the past. At this juncture, we will now move on to the next part of this event, wherein we are going to learn some important matters and words to ponder. To discuss the learning modalities and school setup, let us all welcome our junior high school and senior high school Kaipian Campus Principal, Dr. Edwin Leoncio L. Saavedra.
Okay, thank you, Sir MC. To our beloved President, Dr. Loreto F. Magpantay, to our Vice Presidents, Ma'am Noemi Magpantay, Sir Francis Magpantay, Ma'am Minerva Magpantay, to our LCC faculty, non-teaching personnel, parents, and students, good morning. My task today is to discuss the learning modalities and school setup for school year 2022-2023. DepEd prescribed the option of 5 days in-person classes, but blended learning modalities, full distance learning is until October 31, 2022. Department of Education, as mandated by Secretary and Vice President Sara Duterte, starting November 2, 2022, all public and private schools shall have transition to 5 days of in-person classes. According to UNICEF, then called on an education's stakeholders, you parents and students to adopt the rapid learning recovery framework, which are number one, reach every child and retain them in a school. So we will go back to the traditional classroom sitting or classroom learnings. Number two, assist learning levels, especially the elementary grade level, because these foundations of the learning in a formal education. Number three, prioritize teachings in the fundamentals which we lost for 2 years in the pandemic situations. Number four, we have to increase catch-up learning and progress beyond what was lost because the learners will recover during their loss this school year 2022-2023. Number five, develop psychosocial health and well-being so every child is ready to learn from our institution or every institutions that we have. So, LCC learning modalities followed as prescribed by the DepEd in the basic education. So, we have this kind of sit-up for 2 sessions. We have in the preschool, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, face-to-face learning enhancement. Thursday, Friday, we have the asynchronous and pre-recorded lecture. From grade 1 to grade 6, we have Monday, Wednesday, Friday, face-to-face lesson enhancement. Then, Tuesday and Thursday, we have asynchronous and pre-recorded lecture. From grade 7 to grade 10, we have Monday, Friday asynchronous and pre-recorded lecture. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, face-to-face lesson enhancement. Grade 11 to grade 12, Monday and Wednesday is asynchronous and pre-recorded lecture. So Tuesday and Thursday, Friday is a face-to-face lesson enhancement. So that's it for our sample flexible schedule for this school year 22-23. Alsatian Empowering Change 20 in Empowering Change 2023. Mabuhay ang Alsatian. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Edwin Saavedra, for that very instructive and useful information. And to discuss this year's school calendar, let us have our elementary Kaipian Campus Principal, Ms. Amelita Di Maano.
Good morning to our beloved school president, Ma'am Loreto F. Magpantay, To Sir Francis F. Magpantay, Ma'am Noemi Magpantay, and Minerva Magpantay, and to all parents, learners, friends, relatives, good morning. To discuss the school calendar for this school year, let me first tell you its importance. The school calendars provides direction and guidance to school respective activities relative to the curricular operation and celebration or observances within the required number of school days by the Department of Education. For this school year, 2022-2023, we have 201 days from August 25, this day, 2022, to June 30, 2023. Today, the schedule is our parent and learners orientation, and at 1 p.m. orientation with the respective advisor. As you observe, with our school calendar, we indicate different colors that represent each important date so that we can easily remember. Pakibalik po doon sa colors. The sky blue for month of activities, sapphire blue, start of classes, yellow, schedule of payment for examinations, purple, schedule of examinations, chocolate brown, releasing of report cards replica, red is holidays, green, releasing of report cards, light pink, recognition, cinnamon brown, moving up and graduation, and aqua blue for our LCC founding anniversary. This school year, we will be celebrating the 25th year anniversary of La Concepcion College on June 4, 5, and 6. And also, I would like to announce the release school for this school year, orientation by your respective advisor. And also, the soft copy of school calendar will be given by your advisor. That's all for this school year. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you, Ms. Amelita Di Maano. Informing us the necessary students' credentials, let us call on our Junior High School Division Head, Ms. Girly B. Jimeno.
Thank you, Sir Stephen. A blessed day to all parents and of course to our beloved Alsatians. Ayan na, I claim na kayo ay aming minamahal na Alsatians. Ngunit, kailan nga ba nagsisimula ang pagiging Alsatians? Ito po ay nagsisimula sa araw na kami ang napili ninyong institusyon na maging kaagapay sa inyong edukasyon. At ito rin ay ang araw ng inyong enrollment. For you to be enrolled at La Concepcion College, online man or in person, ay kinakailangan pa rin po ninyong isubmit ang mga sumusunod na credentials. Ano-ano po ba ang mga ito? First, two photocopies of your PSA or the Philippine Statistic Authority ng inyong mga anak. Kung ang hawak lamang po ninyo ay ang NSO o di kaya ang kanyang municipal birth certificate, pansamantala po namin itong tatanggapin. Ngunit, iminumungkahi pa rin po namin na kayo po ay mag-file
mag-furnish po kayo ng copy nito sa PSA. Mahalaga po ang dokumentong ito pagkat isa ito sa kailangan natin sa application ng ESC o ang tinatawag natin Educational Service Contracting na tinatawag. Ito po ay partnership ng programa ng Department of Education sa mga certified private schools dito sa ating bansa. Second, 2 photocopies po ng card, front and back, at syempre ang original mismo. Siguraduhin lamang po na may lagda ito ng punong guro na pinanggalingang paaralan. Third, original certificate of good moral character. Just make sure po again na ito po ay may seal ng previous school na kanyang pinanggalingan. And fourth is the SF10 or Form 137 natin tinatawag. Original po. Or kung hindi man, may nakalagay po itong certified true copy at may seal ng paaralan. Kung wala po kayong maisasubmit ng mga good moral or the Form 137, no need to worry po mga parents because we will hand you a request para maihatid po sa school nila ang mga request natin. Of course, we will give you a deadline to submit the deficient documents po, no? So, alam ko po is magkakaroon kayo ng oras para asikasuhin ito. And fifth is, kung ang mag-aaral po ay transferred student natin at isang ESC beneficiary sa nasabing pinanggalingang paaralan, you need to submit the original ESC certificate na manggagaling doon sa dati niyang school. So ano po ba ang nilalaman ng nasabing ESC certificate? Makikita po ninyo doon yung kanyang LRN, ESC School ID, ESC Student ID number. Ito po ay para maibigay namin sa inyo ang whole year tuition fee para sa mga ESC beneficiaries. And lastly, of course, submit at 2 2x2 pictures and 2 1x1 pictures ng inyong estudyante, white background. So, I hope na malinaw ko po na nasabi sa inyo ang mga needed documents or credential ng inyong mga anak. Inaasahan ko po ang pakikiisa ng mga magulang upang ma-submit ang mga kulang na dokumento ng inyong mga anak. Maraming salamat po. Welcome, Elsicians. Mabuhay po kay lahat.
Thank you, Ma'am Girly Jimeno. So I hope everyone na makapag-submit na ng ating student credentials or requirements by as soon as possible para magkaroon tayo ng smooth transaction. And to be aware of our academic performance, let us all listen for the grading system to be delivered by our junior high school mathematics teacher and also a part-time college professor, Mr. John Carlo Tapas.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Stephen. Last school year 2020-2021, Concepcion College redesigned the students' grading system in order to assess the students' progress. In this school year 2022-2023, this is our grading system. The grading system consists of 3 components. First, we have the written work. Second, we have the performance task. Then the last, we have the quarterly assessment. In each component, it consists of different percentage. Let's start with mathematics and science. In mathematics and science, we have the written work. We have 40%. Under of this, we have the quizzes, 15%, assignment, 15%, monthly test, 10%. In the given performance task, we have 35%. Under this, we have the recitation, 15%, project 15%, attendance 5%, then lastly the quarterly assessment we have 25%. Next week we have MAPE and TLE or simply the EPP for elementary. We have written work, we have 20%. Under of this we have quizzes 5%, assignment 5%, monthly test 10%. We have the performance task, we have 55%. Under of this, we have practical activity, 25%, project, 25%, attendance, 5%, then the last, we have the quarterly assessment or the periodical exam, we have 25%. And the last subject, we have the language. Under the language, we have the English, Filipino, Araling Panlipunan, and Edukasyon sa Pagpapakatao, or simply the values. We have here written work, 25%. Under of this, we have quizzes, 10%. Assignment, 5%. Monthly test, 10%. Under of the performance task, we have 50%. We have recitation, 25%. Project, 20%. Attendance, 5%. Then the lastly, with the quarterly assessment of 25%. So these are the following grading systems that we need to follow in order for us to see the given progress of our students. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Giancarlo Tapas. And now, to learn the school services and other information and processes, may we call on our elementary teacher, Ms. Jaslane Sardenia, to discuss the school information system.
Thank you so much, Sir Stephen. Good morning to our parents and to our dear Alsatians. Okay, now I am going to discuss to you our school information system, for which it includes our online enrollment for our old and new student. Let us proceed first to our new student. The registration link for senior year 2022-2023 is already posted on our page. The new student portal is open for all levels and campuses, which has a link of https:/premium.scalista.com. Okay. What are you going to see once you click the link? Next slide, please. Ayan. Ito po yung maaari nating makita once nakinig natin yung link sa Scolista, which has login and register. Okay, what are the steps in using the online portal for the new students? The first step is you have to register the new student application portal or the NSAP. Use a student valid email address that would you like to associate it with the LCC. What does it look like? For example, I have here an example, Zain Zyrel Sib Ragunton as a student email address. And then you have to encode the name of the learner, which is Zain Cyril Zip, and then the last name, which is Ragunton. And what course you are applying for? For us, we are going to select basic education. We have the choices, basic elementary education, which is the preschool for kinder 1 and kinder 2. Elementary for grade 1 to grade 6. Junior high school for grade 7 to grade 10. And then senior high school for grade 11 to grade 12. And then the next one is you are going to click apply. For the second step, check your email address encoded for your temporary password. Next slide. Ito po yung magiging itsura once na nakapag-apply tayo online, na-encode natin yung needed information, the Concepcion College online application password will be sent to your email address. Just like the example. And then, you have to click the link, application login. Once you click that, you have to log in the NSAP to encode all the personal and academic information for the four tabs. What are the four tabs? The applicant, guardian, educational, and the references. Always click the Save Application button per page. Example on the next slide. This is what it looks like on our new student portal. You have to encode your name, school year, and then your campus. Either you are from Kaipian, Muzon, and Francisco campus. What course you are applying for? Elementary, for example, grade 1. Your LRN, The 12-digit number or your LRN is really important. Yan, ito sa lahat ng ating documents. Yan, sa ating school. The last name, first name, and the middle name. Your gender, and then date of birth, place of birth, and then your age. Mobile number, and then your permanent address. Another one is click Save Application. Okay, the next one is you have to click the reference info, upper right, and then input the references, choose the person not related to you, and then how do you learn about the school, and then submit application. Once you submit the application, you have to pay for the application fee. It is a career exam, if applicable, and then wait for the result to be published in your NSAP account. Once na validated na ito ng dito sa atin, you can now access your LCC student number and the LCC SIS or School Information System portal. The next step is once you have the access to our LCC Student Information System or the student portal, you may now pay for your down payment and school fees. And you can see, of course, your payment subject enrolled on your student portal. How about our old or continuing students? Here are the steps for our old and continuing students, but a gentle reminder to our continuing and old students from the previous academic year, your references to this form will only be processed if your accountabilities are settled. The proof of enrollment are required in order to proceed in this online form. While for the cleared and new students, you may just proceed. The first step to facilitate the online enrollment for continuing and old students for LCC is an accomplished or fully paid clearance. Encoders are advised to upload a clear copy of student clearance. Ayan, meron pong binibigay na clearance once cleared na yung student. And then you have to register for your SIS or Student Information System account. You have to accomplish the form. And then another note, you must have an LCC student number to register. Okay. The steps using an online portal for continuing student. The first step is upload an updated clearance, COM or receipt. Using that, you don't have an outstanding balance from the previous year. And then you can see the breakdowns of the fees for upcoming semester or school year and decide on how much will be your down payment. Third step is pay your down payment using an online LCC Dragon Pay. And wait for the result to be published in your student portal. Once validated, you can now view your payment details and subject enrolled. Okay, what are the online payments na tinatanggap ng LCC? Our LCC is currently in partnership with Dragon Pay. Ayan. Ayan. We can now avoid long lines, ayan, yung mahabang pila. We can now pay online and prepared online payment to provide more convenient and safe payment methods for our school fees. The student account can be settled in the following Dragon Pay partners. For example, is online and over-the-counter banking, BDO, BPI, RCBC, Metrobank, and Landbank. Online e-wallets such as GCash and PayMaya. Remittance and payment centers such as 7-Eleven, Palawan, and Cebuana. You may also see the link for the payment using Dragon Play. It shall reflect on your LCC, Student Information System, or your portal, once validated and once successful. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, here are the partner banks. And for online and over-the-counter and ATM, we have here BDO, PNB, UCPB, and RCBC. For online and over-the-counter, Landbank, BPI, etc. For over-the-counter, we have the Security Bank, BDO, and I2I. For online, we have PS Bank, Maybank, and Bank of Commerce. Okay. Our partners for payment centers, e-wallets, and others are attached here, such as Cebuana Luwilier, USSC, ayan, bills and payments sa SM, 7-Eleven, PNB, and the likes. Okay, what are the steps in paying on Dragon Pay online? Next slide, please. Okay, the first step is you have to proceed to the LCC Dragon Pay Biller Gateway your payment. And of course, you have to fill out the Dragon Pay form. Make sure you indicated your LCC student number with, ayan, nag-umpisa sa 202 and then followed by the other number format, or LCC applicant number if you are an applicant or new student applicant, A20-2002. Yeah. Format, an active email address is needed and other correct details indicated with remarks of your senior year applicable for payment. Yeah. For college first semester, here are the codes. Senior high school and pre-LM to grade 10. Next slide po. Okay, for Dragon Payment, LCC student number, example, you have a merchant, La Concepcion College Incorporated, and then student number, name, email, amount, and then the remarks. Okay, next slide po. The next step is you have to select your payment option. Please take note that additional service charge that banks may require. You may see the partners' payment channels above and online banking such as e-wallet, over-the-counter bank, or non-banking, including our 7-Eleven, Palawan, and Villarica. Always add 20 pesos per transaction fee with your payment if using 7-Eleven. Okay, here is the example attached. La Concepcion College Incorporated is requesting, and then your source, and then click I agree, and then select. Okay. Check your email for payment instruction and follow the steps listed in email. It varies per payment. Okay. Once you check your email, this is what it's look like. The Dragon Pay will send you an email that verification. After paying, you have to take a photo. You have to scan, screenshot for your successful receipt or proof of payment from our merchant and accomplish this Google form for validation. The Google form is also attached in our page, La Concepcion College. Once na na-validate ito ng ating accounting officer, the payment will be posted on your LCC Student Information System portal and the account will be processing this may varies for payment validation and LCC SIS portal. Now let us proceed to online ID application. All you have to do is scan the QR code or visit the link and encode the required information to this form. Also, the link of this online application or online ID application is attached to our LCC page. What are the needed information? The needed information is provide an correct email address, upload a clear photo and updated academic year 2022-2023 of your COM or COR. Indicate your correct campus, whether it is Kaipian, Luzon, or Francisco campus. Provide correct student ID number. Encode your personal and academic details correctly. And upload a recent formal ID photo with white background. A copy of your signature on white background written in black ink. What are the things that are not allowed? Of course, inappropriate hair color for women, long hair for men, or inappropriate hair color. After you submitted, an officer in charge may reject your submission who do not follow the instruction in this form, or to those who currently not enrolled in senior year 2022-2023. After the submission, a successful applicants will be sent an email message such as ID application request is on process or the ID is ready for pickup at LCC offices. Just prepare your proof of enrollment. Here is the link also attached to our La Concepcion College page. Physical transaction is temporarily closed for our ID application. All ID application are now done online. The next is LCC or La Concepcion College Student Portal. What are the services offered in our portal? The services offered is online enrollment, online payment using Dragon Pay, viewing of class schedule, viewing of accounts balances, viewing of grades, and viewing of program evaluation. Yeah. The form is also attached to our page. This form is for online registration and validation of the La Concepcion College new and continuing students to have access to their student portal for the school year. The encoders are advised to prepare the following: a valid email address to log in, the credentials will be sent, proof of enrollment, and valid identification of student or parent if minor. Once you've done, an LCC officer shall conduct a verification and will be sending an email notification to your email address encoded in this form. Or if you applied online using the LCC New Student Application Portal, your login credentials to the student portal are advisable to your NSUP account congratulatory message. Ayan. Thank you. And that's it for our school information system. For technical concerns, you may email our SIS at laconcepcioncollege.com. Indicate your name, student number, and a brief summary of concerns. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Ardenia, for that systematic instruction. Now, this next part is of utmost importance because we are going to use a new platform for our online learning after receiving the sad news about Edmodo, which is about to shut down this coming September. To introduce us the Google Classroom, let us all welcome our Vice President for Academic Affairs, Mr. Francis F. Magpantay Jr.
Good morning, LCians. Good morning, teachers, and of course to our hardworking parents. So again, I am Francisco Magpantay Jr., the Vice President for Academic Affairs, and my task for today is to give an overview of a new digital tool that we will use for this school year. So next slide, please. In order for us to understand bakit natin kailangan pa rin gumamit ng mga digital tools despite that we have heard na babalik na tayo sa face-to-face or in-campus classes, we have to understand that in traditional classroom, the way of delivery focuses on the teacher, wherein the teacher prepares the material to be delivered inside the classroom. Where the students, ano ang trabaho ng students sa loob ng classroom? They have to listen and to attend lectures, and the activities or homework or assignments and projects are done in their own homes. So that we are all familiar with that. That's what we call the pre-pandemic classroom. Bago pa tayo nagkaroon ng lockdown, ng COVID-19, ito ang ating setup, the traditional classroom. So in order for us to appreciate why do we need to use digital tools at this school year, we have to see and understand the opposite of traditional classroom. Next slide, please. Ang opposite ng traditional classroom from the word itself, babaliktarin, binaliktad ang traditional classroom. It's called the flipped classroom. Flipped classroom is actually a blended learning or hybrid learning approach. Even before the pandemic or lockdown, it has been practiced by several schools. I myself, when I was teaching in the college level, matagal na akong gumagamit ng Edmodo. Ginagamit ko na yung flipped classroom approach. So, in order for us to be digitally competent, to have the 21st century skills for our students, we will be implementing flipped classroom. Ano ang kaibahan ng flipped classroom? Wherein, prior to attending classes inside the classroom, the students are shared with the materials that they have to study, including recorded lectures, items that they have to read, they have to be prepared. Ang beauty kapag papanoorin nila yung material on their own convenience is pwede nilang i-pause. Hindi sila nahihirapang makinig at i-absorb. Hindi naman sila mga sponge na kayang ma-absorb lahat ng sinasabi. Just like this live stream. This is live at the moment, but if you feel that you are bombarded with too much information, you can pause and breathe. Take a breather. In traditional classroom, hindi natin magagawa yon. We cannot do that. So for this instance, in the flipped classroom, the students are tasked to watch or listen to the lectures before coming to class. So anong gagawin na nila kapag nasa loob na sila ng classroom? So doon na papasok yung tinatawag natin na enhancement activities. The enhancement activities are all done in person or face-to-face. That includes performance tasks, written works, group activity, drills, and even creating of assignments and creating of follow-up or synthesis, summary at pagpapaliwanag pa at pagpapalalim ng topic na facilitate ng ating mga butihing teachers. Wherein, the good here is that the students are redirected to have a different mindset that they will come to class prepared. So bago sila pumasok sa school, dapat alam na nila yung activity at alam na nila yung lesson. Malalaman natin yan dahil pag nagpa-activity si teacher at hindi masagutan ng estudyante, ibig sabihin hindi niya napanood. So the beauty in flipped classroom, the student is free. Asynchronous, yung tinatawag natin sa opposite kasi ng lecture enhancement. The students are free to set a schedule, but in our model, we prepare days for them to watch. So hindi naman, I suggest if you want to follow a structure for your kids and students, we follow the suggested structure and schedule that we proposed para may gagawin pa rin sila for the 2 days of online activities. So for example, bigyan natin ng example Monday will be lecture videos, asynchronous. Papanoorin niya lahat yung mga lecture videos. Pagdating niya ng Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, that will be face-to-face. So lahat ng mga lecture videos na napanood niya ay gagawa niya na ngayon ng mga activities, performance tasks, written works, lahat ng activities ay gagawin sa loob ng classroom. O tinatawag natin na face-to-face lecture enhancements. Pagdating ng Friday, will still also be online. The continuation of the product assessments can be done. Magsasubmit sila ng mga output digitally. Pwede rin silang magdagdag pa ulit ng another schedule for lecture videos. So hindi lang siya puro lecture videos viewing, pwede rin siyang pag-conduct ng creation of output that will be submitted online or digitally. Next slide, please. So the goal of flipped classroom is for students to participate in class activities where the students will watch, they will participate more. Because in traditional classroom, the students are just merely watchers, nanunood lang sila sa teacher. At minsan, ito yung tendency na inaantok yung mga estudyante kasi salita lang ng salita ang ating mga teachers. That's the disadvantage of the traditional classroom. Whereas in the flipped classroom model, papasok sila sa school na may ginagawa. It's a type of model wherein it's student-centered and progressive. It's experience-based mas kumikilos sila, mas magigising sila at mas may energy kumpara sa traditional. Kaya kung saan naman kapag yung lecture na papanoorin nila at their own convenience at pwede nilang i-pause. They have the chance to take a breather or break habang sila ay nanonood ng lecture videos to be shared by their respective teachers. Next slide, please. So in order for us to actualize the mentioned model and flexible learning modality natin ngayon, or hybrid or blended, we will be using asynchronous digital tools. And these asynchronous digital tools are heavily relying on Google or Google accounts. So we already have a previous session on making a Google account, but this is just a rundown for those na wala pang Google account na active or wala pang, how should I say this, academic Google account. Baka kasi yung mga Google account nila ay naka-particular siya sa isang pangalan na like informal. Because again, this is an academic institution, we have to follow a formal email address. Kasi makikita ito ng mga kaklase at ng mga teachers for communicating online. Next slide, please. So in making a Google account, the advantage and beauty in making a Google account, it allows you to have access to the beauty of Google products. So that includes your Gmail, YouTube, Android, and Google Play. For our teachers, we are subscribing to a Google for Education. The Google for Education is a paid subscription of Concepcion College wherein teachers have the advanced capability in using these products. So, ang maganda dito, pwedeng mag-record si teacher ng mga meet, makapag-share ng mga files to their students, and of course, use other products of Google with an advanced feature para mas mapadali ang kanilang pagtuturo. Next slide, please. I will go one by one with the steps on how to make a Google account. For those na wala pa, this is a very good avenue para matutunan natin kung paano gumawa o gusto nating magpalit ng email address. So first, step one is you just have to log on to accounts.google.com or sign up, or you can just type on Google in your mobile phone, create a Google account. So it will lead you to the page accountsgoogle.com. So you just have to provide personal information such as your name and then your username. Your username is your handle or kung paano magsisimula ang inyong email. It is very suggested that you have to have an email address directly associated with your name. Example, so my email address is, for instance, my name is Francisco Magpantay. I can write my email address as f.magpantay@gmail.com. I can do that. Or kaya francis.magpantay@gmail.com. That's just an example. So you just have to click next or yung may red na arrow. Next slide. So after that, it will just ask for personal information. So specifically here, they will ask for your location and your birthday. So paano kung yung anak natin na ginagawa natin ng Google account ay below 14 years old or 13 years old? So kapag ganon, dapat merong adult account na magva-validate or magko-control ng account. Ang maganda kasi kapag bata ang gagawa ng account at may magmaha-handle na magre-register na matanda sa kanya, na nagiging kids yung account. So nire-restrict natin yung accounts nila kung yun din yung gagamitin nila for YouTube, gagamitin nila for sending files. Google is trying to take care of our kids for their data privacy as a minor. So we just have to fill that out, the gender and so on and so forth. Then next lang. Next slide, please. Then of course, we have to agree with the conditions and terms and conditions na alam naman natin na yung iba hindi na binabasa. Nagkiklik na lang sila ng I agree. So next na natin. Next slide. Then after that, you are now welcome to your Google account. So what is good here, meron ka ng active Google account. You just have to link or open the application such as Google Gmail, Gmeet, Google Drive, Google Docs, or YouTube using your new email address. Next slide, please. Yon, kapag nakapasok ka na sa Gmail mo, ayan na, magsasabi siya sa'yo ng welcome to your Google account. So once you have a browser or desktop, may kapag nasa Google ka, may tinatawag tayong Google Waffle, yung sa taas, yung may box. Nandun yung mga products ng Google. But for mobile phones, we have to manually download them in Play Store or App Store. Next slide, please. So as I have mentioned, we have to manually download applications if we will be using an iPad or tablet or cell phone for online class or for just merely communicating with our teachers and sa mga GC. So ito yung mga suggested applications, basic applications na meron dapat ang ating mga digital gadgets. Number one, of course, is Facebook. For some sections have Facebook groups, and of course announcements in our Facebook page, the Concepcion College, to be consistently updated kung may pasok ba, kung ano man yung announcement. Messenger for GCs with the teacher and advisors and subject teachers. Gmail for mainly for communicating with teachers as well and also to the school. Google Drive for storage. Google Meet kapag ka mamaya kapag ka i-meet nyo yung inyong mga advisors, it will be via Google Meet na i-record din naman nila. And then, of course, lastly, the main topic for today is Google Classroom, which will be highlighted in this session. So as mentioned earlier, we are using Edmodo for the past years. Natawid natin ang lahat through Edmodo. However, Edmodo will be closing its doors sadly this September 2022. So having that said, we are now migrating to Google Classroom, which is under a Google for Education account. So naka-under na siya doon sa ating subscription sa Google accounts para to sa teachers kasi naka-premium kami. But for students, as long as you have our Google account, you can have Google Classroom. No need to register pa. Basta may Google account ka, you are directly have the capability to use Google Classroom. So we just type Classroom in our app store or kung ano mang application store yung phone mo. Kung Huawei, I think iba ata yung pagka sa ganong phone. Next slide, please. So again, we will now start the briefing on how to log in or create a Google Classroom. Next slide. So some of the videos that, some of the materials that I mentioned earlier are already uploaded on our YouTube channel. So you just have to click on that. The Google Classroom will be uploaded. Ikakat na lang natin itong session na to, itong video na to, dina-upload din natin siya sa YouTube. Okay, next slide please. So for joining a class in Google Classroom, so each subjects of yours will have Google Classroom. So ano ang mga pamamaraan natin para maka-join tayo sa Google Classroom? So if we already have an application of Google Classroom or minsan Classroom lang yung tawag niya sa App Store. So may tatlong ways para maka-join tayo sa klase. So pwedeng link na isi-send sa GC na i-click. Pwedeng code tulad sa Edmodo, yung may class code na itatype nyo lang. Saan itatype? Dito sa unang picture, yung may plus button. Dun sa kulay blue, yung plus. Dun itatype yung code na manggagaling sa teacher. Or what we highly recommend is an email invite from your teacher because it's more sure na mas madaling ma-join, mas secure kasi kapag may email invite kasi may access na agad si teacher sa email address. Madaling mag-send ng group materials through email. So the photo on your left side, the leftmost, is the photo of email notification of invite. So I am being invited by the teacher in a Google class. So kapag na-click na natin yung invite, we will be led through the Google Classroom, which will be shown in the next slide. So next slide, please. So now we will explore the Google Classroom. The course shells. We call them course shells. Similar with Edmodo, each subject has a title and a banner. So one banner is what we call shell. Course shells. So kung ilan yung section mo, ilan yung subject mo sa section, yun din yung dami ng course shells na meron ka. If you have an existing or previous enrollment in your Google Classroom account, if it's still the same, it is still there. Unless otherwise, you will archive it. I-right-click mo para matago mo na siya or mag-leave ka na aalis ka na dun sa klase. But now, since we are in school year 2022-2023, these are the active classes that you will have. So the color gray that says LCC Google Classroom Training is the course shell. So once you click that, that will lead you to the second photo, which says this is the stream. Kung titingnan natin yung bilog sa baba, meron siyang stream, coursework, and then people. The official or the not official, the default landing page for the Google Classroom is the stream. Kung saan nandun ang announcement, parang Edmodo, may announcement si teacher, mga assignments, nakikita natin dyan. The good thing here, kung sa mga nakaranas na ng online class dati, palagi tayo naghahanap kay teacher na, Miss, ano na po yung link para sa ating klase? Miss, ano po yung link papasa po? The good thing here is that once you have a Google Classroom account, you don't need to create links pa na nagbabago every session because the link that you have inside the Google Classroom is permanent. So you just have to click the arrow at the top right that says yung camera icon, yun yung pag kinlik natin yun, mag-join na tayo sa Google Meet link. So para hindi na nagbabago yung Google Meet link natin with our teachers. So that's for the stream. How about for the second icon at the bottom? That's what we call course work. So in Edmodo, before, this is what we call the activities, yung mga to-do list natin. So nandun yung sa coursework. It can be an assignment, it can be a quiz, or submission, so on and so forth. So kung titignan natin yung photo, sa pangatlong photo, meron siyang dalawang activities. Meron siyang quiz at meron siyang assignment. So the last button at the bottom is called people. So sa people, makikita natin din sa ating teacher. So yan, nakabilog sa taas. So yan, that's my name. Ako yung teacher. So kung gusto natin mag-chat kay teacher and we want to be formal about it at hindi naman tayo nagmamadali, lalo na kapag ang parents kasi pwede rin natin silang i-join sa Google Classroom. Teachers can invite parents para nakikita nila kung nagsasubmit ba yung anak nila. Teachers can also log in or join. Basta may invite, may email. So you just have to click the message button and then may email mo na directly si teacher. Ganon din naman si student, sa classmates, makikita niya yung mga listahan ng classmates niya. Yan, yung mga names nung naka-enroll dun sa section niya. So basically, that's the overview of the features of Google Classroom. Another thing, if yung tatlong button dun sa left side, kapag kinlik natin yun, may drop down, may option din of library. Meaning, it's a Google Drive folder. Lahat ng submissions ni students, nasisave siya into one folder. So, naka-backup siya. That's the beauty of it. Na sasabihin, Miss, nag-submit po ako. Nasaan yung file? Nawawala po kasi galing sa cellphone ko. Pero kung nasubmit mo na kasi siya, through assignment, it will be saved automatically in the Google Drive. May backup ka na automatically. So speaking of assignment, tignan natin paano ba magpasa ng assignment or activities. Next slide, please. So submitting a coursework. So once there's a link in the stream, kiklik lang ni student yung assignment or kaya dun sa coursework sa baba, yung gitnang button, kiklik lang yun, then babasahin niya yung instructions. So titignan niyo dun yung ilang points, due yung activity, at ano yung deadline. The good thing here is, wala to sa Edmodo, is may rubric. Makikita ni student kung paano siya gigrade ni teacher. Halimbawa, 5 points para sa grammar, 5 points para sa appeal, 5 points para sa cooperation. So may ganun. Makikita kung paano gigrade ni teacher si student sa kanyang assignment. So if the student is ready to submit the activity, they just have to click add work. And then from there are a lot of options. It can upload from the Google Drive folder, pwedeng mag-submit ng link. So normally siguro ang kiklik natin dyan is upload. We will upload a file, a photo, and so on and so forth, coming from our own cell phones or our devices. Now the beauty here is that sa mga walang Microsoft Office, the beauty in using Google Classroom, it is automatically linked directly to Google Documents. So when we click create, it will lead us to create a document file para sa Word documents. It will automatically can create a Google slide or a PowerPoint presentation. Pwede natin siyang directly dyan ililink. Pwede tayong gumawa diretso dyan. O kaya sheets for the Excel, the counterpart of Microsoft Excel. That's for the coursework. Next slide, please. So now, paano naman yung exams? So the question is, sir, paano po ang ating mga major exams? Will it still be Edmodo or Google Classroom? The answer is no. I am just discussing now the quizzes. Kapag may mga short quizzes na formative si teacher, yung mga short quiz lang, pwede pa rin siya dyan. Pero the major examinations will all be done inside our campuses, inside our classrooms, proctored by the teachers to ensure integrity of the assessment. So, paano ba mag-take ng quiz? Similar with assignment, i-click niya lang yung button kung may quiz and then click the Google form, yung naka-link, yung naka-arrow na red. I-click lang yung Google form na yan. And then just have to follow the instructions and answer. And then when they click submit, magdedepende ito kay teacher kung ano yung gagamitin niyang settings. The teacher can set na makikita mo yung score mo agad-agad, parang sa Edmodo. Makikita mo yung mali mo at tama mo, parang sa Edmodo. Or pwede naman gawin ni teacher, itago niya lahat yon. Hindi mo makikita yung score mo, hindi mo makikita yung tamang sagot para hindi pwedeng mag-screenshot, mga galawang online class. So, just to ensure the integrity. So that's basically the brief summary of online class. And I highly encourage, of course, nasabihan natin ang ating mga teachers na mag-trial sa ating mga section para mag-try muna sila student kung paano mag-submit para ma-explore natin. Kasi hindi naman tayo natututo base lang sa sinabi ko. Mas matututo tayo, sabi nga natin sa Flip Classroom, progressivism, experience kapag naranasan natin siya, first-hand or direkta. So now for the second part of my presentation. Next slide, please. So this was already mentioned earlier, the student portal, but I would just like to highlight something in the student portal. So the student portal, the NSAP, and DragonPay are all different links and website. Also the ID application, magkakaiba yun. But for the student portal, this is the main portal used by teachers, cashier, registrar, lahat. It's in unified school system. That's why it's called information system, unified for everyone. So if you already have access to this, meaning late ka nag-enroll kasi late din namin na-implement tong system na to. That's why we apologize in advance because we are implementing a system in the middle of the enrollment. That's why we have to be patient na hindi pa lahat ng payments na nakaraan ay nagre-reflect sa inyong student account at hindi pa lahat nakaka-access sa school information system. So in order for us to address the concern regarding school student portal, para mabilis niyang matandaan yung student portal, you just have to visit laconcepcioncollege.com and on the top right, there's said the NSAP student portal and then DragonPay. Madali niyo lang siya, hindi niyo na kailangan kabisaduhin yung mga links na sinasabi namin. Bisitahin niyo lang yung website natin. Not sa Facebook page kasi huhukayin mo pa siya ititignan mo pa yung mga previous posts. Pero sa website, laconcepcioncollege.com, as shown on the screen, sa bottom, yan, yung may www.laconcepcioncollege.com. Sa taas, nandun na yung NSAP para sa mga bagong mag-a-apply o wala pang mga records sa ating student portal. SIS para sa mga dati ng estudyante, kabilang dito yung mga 2021 batch at saka yung mga new na nag-enroll ngayon na may access na sa student portal and the DragonPay. So ano ang ating gagawin para sa mga may problema sa student portal? Next slide, please. So this will be posted within today in our FB page and our website. Just an advisory for the student portal. Ganito kasi yan. Lahat ng nag-enroll bago ang August 8, 2022, sila ay na-enroll natin sa ating school system kung saan ito ay offline. What do I mean by offline school system? Ang ating cashier, ang ating accounting, ang ating registrar, ay malalaman lang natin ang mga balance, ang transaksyon sa loob ng school. Whereas the new system that we are implementing now, the SIS, is online. What does it mean? Meaning, kapag may mga concern ka regarding sa student portal or payment na gusto mong face-to-face yung payment mo, kahit saang branch ka ng LCC magpunta at ipapahanap mo yung student number mo, makikita nila yung account mo. All campuses, all levels can be accessed in one portal by an officer. Kasi limited lang syempre ang makikita natin sa ating student portal. However, yung mga nag-enroll ng una sa old system natin na offline, hindi pa lahat na ilipat. Kung may nailipat ng iba, hindi pa lahat ng impormasyon ay nailagay. That is why, kapag ikaw ay nag-enroll noon pa, bago mag-August 8 at meron ka ng printed COR or COM at resibo, you just have to send an email to sis@laconcepcioncollege.com para ma-assist ka. Dalawa kasi yan. Number one, i-email mo yung sis@laconcepcioncollege.com kung wala kang access sa student portal at old student ka at naka-enroll ka na. So, ibig sabihin, may access ka na sa portal mo. So, may access ka na sa portal mo at ngunit walang nakalagay doon sa lahat ng payments mo, hindi naman naka-reflect. So, you will just have to send a copy of all the payment transactions that you would like to be posted. So, again, we are in the process of migrating. So, ginagawa natin tong pagkolekta para mapabilis natin yung pag-post ng payment. So, what you just have to do is in the email, in the subject, you will write old student, yung nakapula, plus the student number. And then send a full copy of your full name, your program, your course, your level, and attach a copy of your COR or COM and OR for this school year para mare-reflect siya. Or kung ikaw naman ay estudyante na maagang nag-enroll, 2022 new student ka pero wala ka pa ring student portal. So, tinry mong i-login yung student number na nabigay sa'yo nun pero ibang tao yung lumabas. So, kapag ka ganon, ibig sabihin, you are still using the student number from the old system. What you need to do to resolve that is you need to register in the NSAP, which was discussed earlier by Mr. Denya, kung saan maglalogin ka lang sa NSAP. Saan mo titignan yung link ng NSAP? Again, sa website ng LCC, pagpasok mo, NSAP. So mag-encode ka lang doon ng information, susundan mo lang yung academic, personal, parents, guardian information. As much as possible, lahat pupunan natin siya. Then we click save every tabs and then click submit. So from there, meron ka ng application number. So you have an existing application number and you already paid in advance, face-to-face, nakaresibo ka na. So paano ka makaka-access sa student portal mo? So gagamitin lang natin, isi-send mo sa sis@laconcepcioncollege.com ang iyong at lalagay mo lang sa email subject yung nakapula sa pangalawa, new student plus the applicant number. So lalagay mo lang yung details mo, pangalan, course program, and then copy ng proof ng mga resibo at ng registration mo para lumabas na at magkaroon ka na ng password at email sa iyong, magkaroon ka na ng student number na angkop sa pangalan mo. Pero kung ikaw naman ay dati ng estudyante ng LCC last year starting from 2021, yung mga naka-enroll nakaraan, hindi huminto, nasa LCC. Lahat ng estudyante sa LCC nung nakaraan, mula Francisco, Muzon, KPN, at alam mo yung student number mo, malalogin mo to. Pero kung malalogin mo ang SIS using your student number as your username and password. Papalitan mo lang yung password mo pag login mo. Pero kung hindi mo pa alam, I think nasabi na kanina yung Google form kung saan ka mag-register para sa malaman mo yung email, malaman mo yung student number mo. Kasi halos lahat ng estudyante last year ay nabigyan ng student number from Francisco, Muzon, and KPN, especially to those elementary to junior high school na walang student number. Ang merong automatic na student number na pumasok sa LCC are grade 11 and 12. Familiar na sila doon. And even college students, meron silang existing student number. Alright, so that concludes my part. So we will be posting this. So kung hindi natin alam yung link ng ating NSAP and SIS, you just can scan the QR code or para mas madali, log on lang sa laconcepcioncollege.com and the links are associated there. So again, I welcome everyone in La Concepcion College, and these are the tools that we need for teaching and learning and of course, our school information system. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Sino yung
Thank you, Sir Francis Magpantay Jr. for that insightful and informative discussion about Google Classroom and Student Portal. Now, before we proceed with the other agenda, I know parents that there are a lot of questions in your mind. So, pwede nyo pong i-type ang inyong mga questions sa ating comment section, but ililimit natin siya to 10 to 15 questions only. And we will respond to that later on before the end of this meeting. And now, LCians, I know that we treat our school as our second home. And we follow certain rules. Now, for the school policies and guidelines, may we have Ms. Joy Gonzalez and Ms. Ana Rose Malasigan.
Good morning to everyone. Yan, of course, once you are enrolled in the Concepcion College, you have to abide the school policies. So, meron tayong mga policies na kailangan sundan. So, what are the school policies and guidelines? Next slide, please. Okay, identification card or ID. Ayan. Once you are in the vicinity of the school, you are required to wear your ID. Saan natin makukuha yung ID? Sabi nga kanina, meron na tayong online ID, no? Hindi na natin kailangan pumunta sa school para magpa-picture o magpagawa ng ID. You can get your ID via portal. Next is the dress code and uniform. Okay, ito po yung ating actual uniform, elementary school uniform and PE uniform. Ayan, thank you very much sa ating mga pupils na nagpakita ng kanilang uniforms. Ayan, for the white polo jacket with the sky blue piping on the buttons and with pocket logo on the left with official college logo na nakadikit dito. Ayan. Kita natin. Navy blue shorts with sky blue vertical piping for pre-kinder to grade 3. Shorts yung sa kanila, no? And navy blue pants with sky blue vertical piping for grade 4 to 6. No? Leather shoes and white shoes. And next, junior high school uniform and PE uniform. Ayan, they are the muse of and escort of SSC Junior High School. White polo for boys and navy blue pants. For girls, white blouse and white skirt with belt. PE uniform, white t-shirt and blue short. Yan yung difference nila sa elementary. Dahil yun sa elementary, nakapants sila. Until October 22, sila pwedeng civilian, no? So, magkakaroon ulit tayo ng available para dun sa mga transferees and wala pang uniform. Hanggang October 22, pwede pa silang hindi naka-uniform. But after nun, required na sila na magsuot ng uniform. No? Available ang ating uniform sa uniform section sa katabi ng accounting. Okay, proceed tayo sa senior high school uniform and PE uniform. Ayan. White polo with vest na blue and pants blue. For girls, skirt na blue. Ayan. PE uniform, same as na dun sa high school PE uniform. Okay. Girls are prohibited to wear colored reserve, no, para dun sa uniform nila. Bawal sila na colored yung kanilang pang ilalim or kung talagang yung kanilang mga sando or kanilang mga pang sando bra o ganyan, kailangan magsusuot sila ng white sando para makover yung color doon sa loob. Okay, girls must wear pantalettes or half sleeve or white shorts, no? Basta hindi sila naka-underwear lang kasi ah kapag ka mahangin tataas ang kanilang mga skirts. Okay? Next, haircut and personal grooming, no? Textbook and notebooks, and of course yung kanilang mga personal belonging. No? So ano ba yung ating proper haircut? Ayan. For boys, dapat sila ay naka-barber's cut, no? Nakataas sa kanilang tenga, no? Yung cut ng kanilang hair, hindi pwede na natatakpan yung kanilang mga tenga. No, kailangan clean cut. And lalo na kapag kayo ay magpapa-ID. And of course, kapag may klase tayo, hindi ina-allowed sa loob ng school na mahaba ang buhok. And then yung mga girls, bawal na may color ang kanilang buhok. Hindi pwedeng may color. Even sa voice, bawal ang mga may mga color. Ano ba yung mga policies natin sa school uniform and haircuts? Ayan. Pupils and students are not wearing the proper and prescribed uniform will be sent to the discipline office or disciplinary action. All students and pupils are required to first, wear your regular uniform during regular days, examination days, recognition day, and graduation day. Wear PE uniform only during PE day, outdoor activities like foundation day, parades, or a sports competition. No? The following are strictly prohibited. High heels, no? Boots or high cuts shoes is not allowed. Wearing more one pair of earrings is not allowed. Pareho 'yon sa boys and girls, no? And wear makeup, eyeliner, and artificial eyelashes for boys and girls alike. That is not allowed unless meron tayong mga activities sa school. Like for example, meron kayong mga um, grad ball, ayan, pwede tayong magsuot ng makeup, light makeup, or pero iiwasan natin na tayo ay magsuot kapag meron tayong mga activities like for example foundation day. Hindi pa rin natin, pwede tayong mag-civilian pero hindi natin ina-allowed na kayo ay naka-shorts, naka-sando, nakapambahay, nakapantulog. So wear proper dress. Body piercing with earrings for both girls and boys such as the eyebrow, lips, tongues, and so forth and so on are not allowed. Ang earrings natin sa tenga lang nilalagay. Only one pair. Okay. Next, proceed tayo sa conduct on campus. Ano ba yung mga kinakandak natin sa loob ng campus? Yan yung flag ceremony, and comfort rooms, organized program, ayan. So, flag ceremony, ito ay, you are, attend the flag ceremony as scheduled per level. Ayan. Required tayo na umattend ng flag ceremony. Pero ito ay ginagawa natin tuwing may face-to-face tayo. Before kasi meron tayong flag ceremony na mayroong schedule lang. So, magkakaihiwalay yung elementary, junior high school, and senior high school. Pero as of now, hindi pa tayo ina-allowed na 100% na mag-conduct ng flag ceremony sa labas, no? So, sa schedule natin, meron pa rin tayong flag ceremonies pero ika-conduct natin ito sa loob muna ng classroom habang hindi pa tayo pwede sa labas. Okay? And ayan. So, yung ating mga textbook and notebooks, all pupils and students are required to obtain the complete set of prescribed textbook and notebook. So, required po ito. So kung hindi natin mababayaran upon enrollment o kung kayo ay naka-plan D, required pa rin po yung books and notebooks. Hindi po natin siya pwedeng bilhin sa labas kasi ito po ay naka-automatic na naka-charge sa inyong mga payment, sa inyong system. So kaya lalo na sa ating mga elementary, dahil ang kanilang books ay kasama talaga sa ating payment. So kahit hindi tayo kumuha ng books and notebooks, masasama siya sa inyong accounts. And then, the prescribed textbook and notebooks are only available at the books and uniform section. Student personal belongings. Pupils and students are advised to take care of their personal belongings such as books, bags, money, jewelry, mobile phone, gadgets, and the school is not responsible for any loss that may occur within the campus. So kapag hindi tayo inaalaw na magdala ng malalaking pera, no, mobile phones is not allowed. So sabihin ng parent sa mga advisor, ma'am, kailangan kasi nila ng phone. Kailangan nila magdala kasi yun yung aming yung conversation namin or kapag may emergency. So, kapag may emergency, meron po tayong mga advisors na pwede nating kontakin, no? Kung ang mga bata ay walang cellphone dahil nga pinagbabawal po ng school ang cellphones, lalo na sa classes, pwede nating kontakin ang ating mga advisors. Okay? So, hindi sila ina-allowed na magdala ng mga mamahaling alahas, no? Kasi hindi po pananagutan ng eskwelahan. Okay? Report. Immediately kapag tayo ay nawalan, no, mag-report agad sa class advisor at sa principal's office para ito kung sakali ito ay maibalik kaagad. Okay? Conduct next, class behavior. Ang class behavior natin, ayan, go inside the classroom immediately after the flag ceremony and after recess or lunch. No? Classroom behavior, ito ay i-discuss ng ating advisors sa kanya-kanyang advisory class. No? Next. If ever ikaw ay nasa loob na ng eskwelahan, no, dapat ikaw ay na-observe mo na ang iyong mga kilos at galaw. Ano ba yung mga dapat nating iwasan? Okay, pupils or students must greet the principals, teachers, non-teaching staff, schoolmates, and other persons come and visit with the school in cheerful manners. Ayan. So, batiin natin sila, i-respect natin sila, not only your teachers, but also the staff and non-teaching staff. Kahit yung mga guards, janitors, dapat sila din ay binibigyan natin ng respect. Pupils, student must consider the teaching and non-teaching pupils, no, hanging around in the canteen, corridors, stairs, other classroom is not allowed. No? Shouting is not allowed. Silence must be observed in going up and down the stairs. Iwasan din natin ang maglaro, makipagtulakan kapag tayo ay bumababa ng stairs. Bullying and fighting are strictly prohibited. Misunderstandings and troubles are settled in peaceful ways. Teachers and prefect of disciplines may be called to settle any conflicts. Hindi tayo tatawag ng classmates or ng cousins or ng barkada para ma-settle ang conflicts, no? And then using of comfort rooms, no? Comfort rooms, hindi lahat ay pwedeng lumabas. We need to you need to use your CR pass. Every advisors, meron silang naka-prepare na 2 CR pass sa loob ng isang classroom, no? At pag wala kang CR pass, you are not allowed to go to the CR. And syempre, hindi tayo pwedeng magtagal sa CR. Baka mag-makeup pa sa CR, kumain pa sa may tabi ng sa kantin habang merong CR pass. Ang CR pass ay gagamitin lang nila sa CR ng mabilis. Okay, next. Conduct outside the campus. Pupils and students while wearing the LCC uniform must observe proper decorum anywhere and at all times. No? Kapag tayo ay nasa labas ng campus, kung meron kayong mga activities na hindi alam ng school, like for example, nanood ka ng live band sa Star Mall, hindi alam ng school, nakasuot ka ng uniform, hindi yan pwede. Hindi natin pwedeng dalhin ang ating uniform sa mga activities na hindi allowed ng school or hindi alam ng school. Okay? Next is disciplinary body. Each student deserves equal chances if they have committed offenses or disobeying the policies. LCC administration, faculty and staff, together with the parents and our partners in values formation of our learner. So here are the SOP or the procedure kapag tayo ay nagkaroon ng conflicts, no? Student discipline ay pag tayo nagkaroon ng conflicts, ito yung ating procedure. Una, sa subject teacher, kung sa anong subject nangyari ang conflicts, no? Subject teacher, after kay subject teacher, class advisor, after ni class advisor, tsaka tayo kay division head, and then after kay division head, next please, prefect of discipline. After natin kay prefect of discipline, saka pa lang tayo sa guidance counselor, and the last is to the principal. So, yan yung ating SOP. To continue the disciplinary measure, may I call on Miss Joy?
Preschool. Nakamute pala ako, ma'am.
Na po si Ma'am Joy.
Ana Marasigan, ngayon ay aking ipagpapatuloy ang school guidelines and policy ng ating paaralan, ang disciplinary measure. Ano nga ba ang nakapaloob sa disciplinary measure? Una, minor offenses. Pangalawa, major offenses. At pangatlo ay grave offenses. Next. Ano nga ba ang magiging sanction mo kung ikaw ay lumabag sa ating policy and guidelines ng ating paaralan? Una, minor offenses. Talking or out the straight line during formation or flag ceremony. Next, drawing the garbage and properly. sitting improperly in classroom during the classroom activities in any room in the school, loitering around the school or going out the classroom or eating the wine at the canteen during class hours. Those who are guilty of gossip or making a malicious uh, issue against other student, faculty, and staff, reading the other materials, or doing something the other than what is required in the period of instruction. Those who are sent the guidance and counseling office or principal office drives. Next, untidy manner of dressing, incomplete official school uniform. Okay, paalala po sa mga new student, until end of October 22, pwede pa po na walang uniform and same and with ID po. Inuulit ko po, until end October 22, pwede pa po na walang, pwede pa po tayo na walang uniform and ID. Next, having makeup unless required for school program, not wearing ID at all times, improper styling or haircut, boys and girls, earring, boys, and multiple and large earring for the girls. Paalala sa mga kalalakihan ng mga estudyante ng LCC, bawal po ang nakasuot ng mga nakasuot ng hikaw, lalo na sa mga kalalakihan, at sa mga kababaihan ay bawal din pong magsuot ng maraming hikaw sa ating tenga. Next, sanction of minor offenses. First offense, counseling and written memo. And second offense, warning and written memo. Third offense, discussion with a parent or guardian for the appropriate action. And candidate for major offense. Major offenses, those students who committed minor offenses more than the third offense, no assignment books and other class requirements, bring absent media, adult, cigarette, and harmful materials without authority of the teacher, refusing to obey a teacher's order and criticize and insult a teacher with malicious intent and publicity, cheating and cooperating with others, cheating during quizzes, seat work, assignment, project, and copying works of others, tardiness and not excuse and absences, not showing the excuse letter of proof of valid tardiness of absences. Next, cutting classes of escaping from the school during class hours and school activities, disturbing the peace and order during the school activities and such as classes and program. Ano nga ba ang sanction ng major offenses? Una, first offense, counseling and written memo. And next, second offense, warning and written memo. Third offenses, discussion with the parents or guardian for the appropriate action and candidate for grave offense. Grave offenses, those students who committed the multiple major offense more than the third offense, depending on the gravity of offenses. Smoking inside the classroom and premises, inflicting the serious school documents, illegal, use and seal or name without the consent of administrators. Bringing and refute to the name of school that resulted the scandal and bad image to the schools of the school, including the social media. Ano nga ba ang sanction ng grave offenses? First offense, immediate expulsion from the school. Ano nga ba ang expulsion? This is a punishment he reserved the extremely grave of matters, inasmuch as no transfer credential will be issued and therefore the hearing student will be unable to continue his and her study even in another school. Mula sa aking mga sinabi, mula sa disciplinary measure, ito ay lahat ng aking nabanggit, ito ay makikita sa ating website sa LCC. Inuulit ko po, ang ating school uniform and ID ay pwede pa po hanggang October 24. Yun lang po, maraming salamat.
Thank you, Ms. Joy Gonzalez and Ms. Ana Rose Marasigan. So I hope that all LCCians will be able to follow those rules and school guidelines all throughout the school year. And just to let you know, even though that the face-to-face classes have started, there is still COVID. So kailangan pa rin po nating mag-ingat every time na papasok po tayo ng school. And to deliver the health protocols, may we have our junior high school science teacher and as well as a registered nurse, Ms. Cecil Loresco.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. Good morning, LCCians and parents. As La Concepcion College starts the gradual in-person classes with the accordance of the approved guidelines of the Department of Education and Department of Health, we'll be implementing health and safety protocols under Alert Level 1. At the entrance, there will be a separate entrance and exit points. No mask, no entry policy. Every student will go through temperature check. Hand sanitizing before entering and exiting the classroom. During classes, only students who have scheduled classes will be allowed to enter. Parents and guardians are not allowed inside the school premises to avoid crowd. Hand sanitation will be practiced several times within the period of the class. Wearing of face mask is mandatory. Only students allowed to go to restroom. Sharing of school supplies and hygiene materials are strongly discouraged. Food and drinks within school premises. Students are encouraged to bring their own food and bottled drinks. Face masks can only be removed when eating and drinking. Students are assigned to eat at their own desk inside their classroom. Students' vaccination. Students are highly encouraged to have COVID-19 vaccination from our LGU. Parents and school co-responsibility. Daily health screening. Check temperature. Look for signs and symptoms. Okay, so as for parents' responsibility, ay kailangan po natin i-check palagi ang body temperature po ng ating mga anak bago po sila pumasok sa school. Then we're going to look for signs and symptoms of COVID. Kailangan po kung ang bata po ay hindi na maganda ang pakiramdam, ay hindi na po natin dapat siya papasukin pa sa eskwelahan. Ang mga bata po ay kailangang meron palaging dala ng kanilang mga student health kit. Ano po ba ang nilalaman ng mga student health ng isang school health kit, ay student health kit? Personal thermometer, extra mask, alcohol or hand sanitizer, hand soap, wipes, tissue paper, extra pads for girls, face towels, extra clothes for primary level.
Thank you, Ms. Loresco. I hope makasunod po tayong lahat sa mga health protocols na ito for our safety learning environment. Ngayon naman po, dumako na po tayo sa ating question and answer portion. So parents, pwede na po kayong mag-type ng inyong questions. And again, nililimit lang po natin ito sa 10-15 questions only. And again, guys, iwasan po natin yung mga unnecessary comments. Make sure na ang ating type lang po ay relevant po sa ating agenda. So while waiting for the questions, ang makakasagot po ng ating mga katanungan si Sir Francis, Ma'am Girly, Ma'am Noemi, Dr. Saavedra, and Ma'am Luella de Vera. So una pong katanungan, kailangan po magdala ng vaccination card?
All right, so I will be the one to answer that. So to David Bello, and of course to some of the concerned parents and students, as mentioned in the health protocol part, we use the term highly encouraged. So if you have, kung meron ka namang existing vaccination card, dalahin mo na just in case kailanganin. But vaccination is not mandatory as mentioned by the meeting that we had in the division office. Hindi siya compulsory, but we still highly encourage from the LGU. So kung kailangan, just in case, kung may digital copy or kung saan nakasave, pwede naman gamitin na yon. Just para lang may proof tayo of vaccination. Thank you.
David Bello, I hope na nasagot po ni Sir Francis ang inyong katanungan. So next question po. So next question po. Ask ko lang po during on-site class ng mga bata kung may ubo pero wala namang lagnat. Pwede po ba sila pumasok on-site?
Hello po. Good morning. Pwede na naman po kung sa asynchronous tayo, pwede naman yan pumasok. Kaya lang po, in case na magkaroon ano sa face to face, para mga safe po tayong lahat, siguro ipaalam na lang natin sa advisor na may ubo at sipon yung bata. Pwede naman kayo mag-message sa mga advisor nyo para ma-consider yung absent mo po. Kasi ang inaano natin dito, parents and students, yung safety sa lahat po. Mas maganda ganun na lang gawin natin para hindi tayo magkaroon ng problema inside the school kung nag-face-to-face na po tayo. Thank you.
Alright, thank you Doc for answering that question. So pag ganun po ang instance, kailangan po natin i-inform si advisor ahead of time. So next question po from Ma'am Reyes. Tungkol po sa online ID, hindi na po ba tatanggapin yung yellow na COR, yung una pong COR po na binigay sa amin po? Kailangan pa po ba namin kumuha ng bago?
So as mentioned earlier, yung mga earlier na nag-enroll na una, it's still valid. Especially for senior high school. Papalit kung new student, grade 11 na, I think lahat naman ata sa senior high school, sa new system, I'm not sure. But it's still valid kasi may tatak naman yun eh. It's still valid. It's just that the student number will change, but the information is still the same. I hope na answer. Tapos may nabasa ko kanina if required by yung student portal. Yes, so that you will know your grades. Cards will be published there for viewing para makikita rin ng parents. And also the balances, the payments will be made there. So we have to, maximize the features of our system because it's subscriber our school. Gamitin natin kasi binabayaran natin siya.
Thank you, Sir Francis. Next question po ay, ano raw po ang nilalaman ng voucher for senior high school?
Okay, thank you. Kasi ang voucher natin sa mga regions ay 17,500 po. Tapos, yan ay doon sa tuition pinapupunta at saka doon sa miscellaneous fee. Other than that, tulad yung tinanong kanina na may uniforme, hindi po kasama po ang ano natin doon sa 17,500. Yung sinasabi natin na 22,500 sa NCR po yun. 17.5 lang tayo dito sa region. Lahat po ng mga regions except NCR. Thank you.
kung ang concern po ay for communication purposes.
Okay po, thank you sa questions. Yung ano natin, yung policy kasi natin sa school, isusundin muna natin. Kaya lang po, ang paggamit ng cellphone, siguro, pag wala na pong klase, ayun yun ang ano natin. Tapos, kung kailangan talaga, isa-silent mode na lang natin sa, ano, at sa classroom, at magpapaalam mo tayo sa teachers, kung sino man ang teachers na nasa loob ng classroom, na mayroong emergency na tawag para hindi ma-distract yung klase po ng subjects nyo sa oras na yon. Lahat po naman yan importante. Kaya lang po, huwag na natin i-ano yung distraction ng klase sa cellphone na tatawa. Magpaalam. Silent mode lang naman eh. Ganun lang naman ang gawin natin. Kaya lang po, iingatan po natin ang cellphone natin kasi baka mawala sa loob ng classroom o sa pagdadala nyo. Iano natin yon. Iingatan. Be responsible tayo sa mga gamit ko natin sa loob ng classroom. Baka mamaya magkaroon ng problema. Iingatan lang po ng ano natin gamit natin. Thank you po.
I agree, sir, because there are some activities, halimbawa si teacher, magpapa-activity siya na kailangan ng cellphone, kung digital. I think depende sa grade level and responsibility ng bata kung kaya niya nang ingatan yung cellphone.
Sa loob ng
klase.
Okay, yes sir, yes sir.
Na kinder to.
Okay, so good afternoon and good morning everyone. So for that question, so we allow parents na ihatid ang mga pre-elementary kasi we all know that that level needs guidance. So yun lang po ang inaalaw namin na pwedeng papasukin ang parents. Pero kapag uwian na, so magko-coordinate po muna kami ng principal together with their advisor kung paano ito mangyayari, kung susunduin pa ba ni parents sa room or ihahatid na lang ni advisor sa labas. So we will coordinate with that. Thank you.
So, thank you, Mimi. I hope nasagot po yung question. So, next po, for face-to-face, how many students per room? Masyado pong madami ang students sa section ng anak ko, kaya bang i-accommodate ng room?
For the room, since we are under alert level 1, the Department of Education allowed, they visited us and they saw the room, then allowed us the usual capacity for classroom. Another concern that I often see is yung section, yung mga wala pang section sa kanilang mga anak. I believe that would be best answered if they coordinate with the enrollment committee per division. Siguro we can share in the screen their contact information para yun yung kukontakin para malagay sila sa section. Later on, we will flash that and we will dictate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Sir, additional po doon sa ano natin, sa capacity natin ng classroom po. Ang question natin doon, kasi actually na-check na yan, na naikot na yan yung room namin, inallow doon kami hanggang 40 to 45 maximum of 45 students per classroom. Malaki naman yung classroom po namin.
All right, thank you, Doc, for that answer. Now, next question po. Yung Kinder 1 po ba, wala pa po silang vaccine. Pwede po ba silang mag face-to-face?
Okay, actually po, nasagot na po yan kanina na hindi po mandatory na kailangan vaccinated ang bata, but we are highly encouraging na magpabakuna. So wala pa pong DepEd advisory na kapag hindi bakunado ang bata, especially on that age, ay hindi pwedeng mag face-to-face. The answer is pwede pong pumasok kahit hindi bakunado. But that is your own risk na lang para sa mga bata.
So thank you, Ma'am Noemi. Next question po, sa face-to-face po, ilang hours daw po ba sa isang class? At kung naka-face mask po ba all the time?
Yes, thank you. Ang ginawa naming program, yung sinabi natin kanina, nagdalawang session tayo, nag-AM PM tayo, tapos yung natin sa classroom per subject ay 50 minutes. And then, kailangan nung sumunod tayo sa protocol, magkakaroon tayo ng face mask para ma-secure tayo po lahat. Iaano lang natin yung face mask na every time na nasa loob tayo ng classroom, any spaces in the school, kailangan palagi tayo nakasuot ng face mask para to save all the students inside the school. Thank you.
I saw a while ago kanina yung class codes ng Google Classroom. I believe it will be best answered this afternoon with orientation with teachers. Because mas specific yung tanong na yun eh. Some questions are best explained later this afternoon.
Thank you, Doc and Sir Francis. Next question po ay yung about po sa uniform ng junior high school.
Ako, sir. About the high school, wala pa po. Meron naman po tayo dito sa uniform section. Pwede naman po kayo bumili.
Regarding question about ID application, kapag wala pang na-receive, meaning hindi pa napaprocess. Because the processing of ID application is chronological. So yung mga nauna, yun pa yung pinaprocess. And in a day, hindi naman ganun karami yung natatapos. Hindi naman naabot ng 1,000 agad in a day. So you just have to wait. You don't need to multiple submit. Kasi kapag nag-multiple submit ka, mas natatabunan lang yung response mo.
About the dress code, may nagtanong, tama? About the dress code of the elementary or pangkalahatan na. Again po, mamaya po, 1 p.m., I believe po na magkakaroon po ng virtual orientations ang mga advisors with their students. So diyan po ay i-announce kung ano yung mga kailangan at yung mga concern po ninyo. Kasi mag-schedule po sila para diyan.
Another concern is the specific date for face-to-face. Nakita ko. So it was agreed that it will be on the first week of September, specifically Wednesday. So that's September 7. Tama ba ako if I'm correct? Can you confirm? Yes, correct. September 7. Hindi po Monday para po hindi mo na tayo crowded. So it will be on September 7, the first day of face-to-face. If you have a schedule
Next
for
question.
face-to-face.
For security purposes po, do we have CCTV all around the school in and out?
Yes po, for your security, for our learner security, meron po tayong CCTV in and out po ng ating institution. This is under city ordinance po, kaya sumusunod po tayo sa mga ganyan, no? Meron po tayong CCTV.
For question for senior high school, books and notebooks, it will depend on the subject. It depends. Because some topics since online, hindi naman nagbo-books yung iba. So, I don't think so na kailangan. It depends on the subject. Parang college level, parang college type.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Ano lang po yun? Optional para sa mga kinakailangan po, pwede silang bumili. Kung hindi, kung kaya naman ng bata, magano ng kahit walang libro, okay lang po yun. Hindi namin inaano ng mga bata na i-mandatory ang books at saka notebooks. Nasa kanila po yan. Kung paano nila. Kung bibili po sila ng libro para doon sa subjects. Okay, thank you po, sir.
In relation with the books, those who are asking kung kailan pwede kunin yung books para sa elementary, I think available naman na siya, pwede na siyang kunin. But for the junior high school, Ms. Gurley, Sir Saavedra, can you respond to that? Kung kailan yung release ng
Yes po. Nagre-release na po. Nagre-release na po. Anytime, pag pumunta sa junior high school, nandiyan naman ang agent namin si Sir Lawing sa room ng ito sa harapan lang po ng 1112 po. Opo. Thank you.
For Muson Campus po,
Additional on
para po sa books and notebooks, hintayin na lang po sa update kasi wala pa tayong delivery for Muson po. Salamat
again,
po.
specifically for Muzon, wait for update. No? But for KPN, since it's the main campus, it's already there. Pwede nang pumunta.
Po, may ID po ba mga sundo or waiting area ng mga bata na sundin?
Okay, so first question is kung may ID yung mga sundo. So we will work on that, no? For coordinate to the advisor, nahihingi kami ng inyong personal data together with your picture para magkaroon tayo ng fetcher's ID. Then, tanong kung may waiting area. So, kinalulungkot ko po, hanggang labas lang po kayo ng school premises para hindi po magiging crowd ang ating school ground. And that is one of the ruling ng DepEd na hindi po tayo pwedeng maglabas-masok, especially kapag hindi naman po talaga tayo thoroughly na papasok like the students. So siguro po, for the different campus, meron namang mga sa labas na meron siyang allotted area for waiting. Ang aking ring pinapayo sa mga kapwa ko magulang, pumunta na lang po tayo ng pinakamalapit na oras, especially for the pre-elementary and elementary kung tayo ay magsusundo nang hindi naman po tayo gaano mainip sa pag-iintay sa ating mga anak. Thank you.
Another, can I just clarify on the free uniform for senior high school who are under voucher? It's still free because it's part of the voucher. Still free. But the books, no, hindi siya kasama. Kasi nakadepende ang book sa teacher kung magpapabook siya or hindi. But for uniforms, it's part of the package. For those who have voucher.
Our OIT Luzon
Okay. Ayan. So, meron lang tayong konting technical issues, no, Elsician. So, para po sa mga katanungan na hindi na nasagot pa, ay mamaya po para po sa mga per advisor, po pwede po natin itong matanong. Ayan. Okay, meron na po tayong. Okay. So,
On behalf of the LCC family, it is my great pleasure to take this opportunity to thank everyone who made this virtual welcome assembly for the students and parents school year 2022-2023 possible and successful. So our Almighty God who always shower us with blessing even though there is still a risk of COVID-19 pandemic, we still manage to look forward, maintaining and embracing the performance of our school and our learners as well. And also, thank you to our dear mother of the Concepcion College, Dr. Loreto F. Magpantay, and the siblings who continuously did their very best to extend their effort in teaching learning process. That the quality of students is the best kind of proof the Alsatians continue to build greatest quality and consistently learned in multiple ways. So I guess that will be all for today. Again, I want to thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to be here today. So welcome back to School Alsatians. Mabuhay and God bless.
Thank you, Ma'am Luella. So again, we would like to apologize for the inconvenience. So ganito naman po talaga sa online meeting, nagkakaroon po tayo ng interruption due to internet connection problems. But we are happy and excited that magkakaroon na po tayo ng face-to-face classes. May iwasan na po natin ang mga ganitong problems in the future. So again, ulitin ko lang po yung mga other concerns po kanina. Pwede po natin yung itanong sa orientation ng mga students later on at exactly 1 p.m. with the advisors. And then also reminders, sa lahat po ng nabanggit kanina na school policies, lahat po yun ay naka-upload sa ating website, that is www.laconcepcioncollege.com/student-handbook. So that is the end of our General Assembly. Thank you again, parents and students, for your time and support. Again, this is Mr. Steven Tugbo wishing us an exciting and prosperous year. Have a great day. Welcome, Alsatians, for the school year 2022 to 2023.